Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Today I got a very tricky study for you to solve. White to move and win. Our pawn is 2 steps away from promotion. This pawn is a little bit further down. But there is a lot of different variations to look at here, a lot of traps to fall into. So I'm going to tell you from the start, this is not going to be easy. It's going to take some time. So you should really prepare yourself for a long and very interesting study here. All right, so white to move. And well, why don't you try right away with pausing the video and see if you can find out the full variation where white wins in the end. Go ahead. Okay, welcome back. Well, obviously, if we move our pawn here or this one, we fall for this check right away. We lose our rook and we will lose the game. So let's leave that. We have to move either the king or the rook. So the only interesting king move is, of course, king g3, attacking the bishop, getting away from this pin here. So, but this is just not good enough. Black can sacrifice here and get a draw, but it's easier for black just to play rook h1, I would say. And with the idea that if something like this happens, he will just sacrifice the bishop and take the pawn. And this is, of course, a very drawish position. Nothing we can win. I'm not going to show all the variations after rook h1. I think you can see them on your own that this will be a draw in the end. So let us instead look at what kind of rook moves we can do. Well, there's only one actually. We can look at one that is not right. Maybe move the rook, protect this pawn, and trying to get this one promoted. Black is just going to play the same thing, rook h1, with the same idea. He will take care, sacrifice the bishop, and it will be a draw. So no, the first move is not that hard to spot. It's rook b8, b8 check. We need to get the initiative here, and that's very important. So we want to have this one promoted, and we want to get a tempo move without risking this skewer and lose our rook over there. So after the check, black can do some things, but it's very important for him to take this pawn. If you try something else, just hide behind it. It's a pretty easy win for white, actually. Even if he tries to sacrifice things like this, it's a loss in the end because this pawn will be very good. Also here, he will not be able to go back and protect this pawn. So it's really not a good idea. So after rook b8, really black's only move is king takes c2. But it's getting a little bit more difficult because, well, what are we going to do now? Well, okay, I'm going to give you the next move also. We play h7. That's the whole idea. We want to get this promoted. And now black has some options. He's got two really good defense moves, and we're going to look at both of them. Starting with this. Simply sacrificing the bishop on g4 with a check. What will you do now as white after this? Pause the video again if you need. Okay, here we go. If we take this, it will be a draw. Black will play rook h1. We promote. He takes. And then just play a4. The king will come and protect if needed. And we cannot really stop this pawn without sacrificing our rook, which leads to a draw. So, after this clever sham sacrifice, I would say, on g4, there's another move that really wins for white. And that is king g2. We don't care about this bishop. It cannot stop this pawn anyway because it's going to promote on a dark square. So it's better that we protect and clear out the h1 square. Black cannot go there with the rook. He can get a check, but then we can simply go up to g3 and still cannot come here, and actually we will promote here and win in the end. So if black sacrifices there, we just play king g2 and do not take the bishop. Okay, so now to the other moves that we've seen before. Rook h1. Now the question is, how do we get the draw here? And this is now, as I said, getting more and more difficult. So I think you maybe should pause the video again and see if you can find the win for white from here. Go ahead. Okay, here we go. So just promoting here is not winning. Black will do the same. Take here with a check, and now we are forced to take it. Sacrifice also the rook, and then just run with this pawn. Our king is a lot too much far away, so we cannot come back. We cannot stop the pawn, and this will be a draw. So, what are we playing after rook h1? Well, looking at this, perhaps looks like a good move also, king g3, but it's really not. Black will do the same. He will simply take here, and with the same ideas, so it really didn't get us anywhere moving our rook. I'm sorry, moving our king. Okay, so what are we doing then? Well, there's only one move that really brings things forward, and that's a beautiful rook sacrifice. Rook b2 check. Of course, with the idea of if black takes, we will promote with a check, get the tempo move we need, and then from here, even though it doesn't look like an easy win, it actually is pretty easy. The plan for white to win this is start checking and just get a queen closer, and then play king to g3, attacking the bishop, and in many cases also threatening a check with a fork to the rook. I'm not going to show all the variations, you can explore yourself, but get some checks and then play king g3. One of these two pieces will fall, and after that it will be a very easy win for white. Okay, so we were looking at rook b2 check, the fantastic rook sacrifice. But of course, black doesn't have to take it. He will play probably the best move here, which is king to c1. It still attacks the rook. It still threatens to sacrifice here and get the pawn. And well, it doesn't look bright for white, but we can still win this. So you can pause the video again if you need and really see how can you continue from here to win this as white. Go ahead. Okay, here we go. So, well, just promoting is of course not good. We will see this sacrifice, and we will lose the queen, and then we will have a lot of trouble trying to save a draw, and we will probably not in the end. So, of course, that's not possible. King g3 looks interesting, but it's not the correct move either. Yes, if black now takes here, as it normally does, we can play rook h2, and all of a sudden it will be impossible for black to stop this pawn, and white will win. But black has another great defense. He will play bishop to g2. So we will sacrifice the bishop there. We cannot really do anything to protect this pawn. We will lose it. And after that, it is a dead draw. So instead, after king c1, the only possible way to win this is, well, we try to sacrifice the rook once. Let's do it again. Rook h2. Such a beautiful move. Look at this. Okay, so the point is, of course, that if black takes here, we will play king g3, and we get away from the white squares. We are attacking the rook, and we are threatening to get this to a queen, and he cannot do anything about it. Something like this, and just try to go down. Well, we will just follow the king, and we will promote and win in the end. And well, he cannot really do anything else. I don't know what to show you here. After king g3, it's more or less over, so he just has to resign. Okay, maybe he doesn't have to take this rook. What if he tries a rook f1 check with the idea of going with the rook to f8? Well, it's not better. King g3, rook comes to f8, and now we just take here with the rook. We are threatening here. Black has to stop it, and of course these pawns will win this easily. This one is just too far away. We we can just anytime then sacrifice with a check and take whatever here, and the pawns will win. So after the fantastic move of rook h2 here, well, it's all over, and it's such a beautiful little puzzle, I would say. Well, look at this also, of course. Bishop takes on g4 check. Again, we cannot take it, obviously, because then we lose our rook. But we can play the king again to g2 or even g3, and nothing can be done to stop this pawn. So white will win this in the end. But it took two rook sacrifices in order to win this. So I hope you follow me all the way. It wasn't easy. I know a lot of variations and a lot of traps to fall into, but in the end, white wins this. And I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.